What up, y'all? It's Golden Spaces, an Odyssey original podcast with Justin and Nat. We are here. It is after the Warriors blowout over the Pelicans, 130 to 102, behind Wardell Stephen Curry's 42 points. Or is it Stephen Wardell Curry? I be forgetting the order sometimes. It don't matter. They won. 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 Hey!
Three in a row.
Like the MVP. He's looking like the MVP, Justin.
Unprecedented waters right here. MVP number 3 at age. Don't matter what the age is, actually.
He's going to turn 36 in March?
Yeah.
He getting the MVP at 36, baby. All right, confession time, y'all, before we get into it. Confession time. Justin, tell them what I called CP3 while we were off the recording waves.
Was it baby? Was it a term of endearment?
Oh, now, let's be clear, y'all. I wasn't saying like baby, okay, like whatever, not like that. But I'm just, I was saying that sometimes I feel like Christopher Paul, sometimes he passes up shots too much, and I appreciate that because he's trying to get everyone involved. But like his mid range is money, and sometimes he has it, and I don't want him passing the pods or anyone for no three. Take it, So I was like, you got to take that, baby. And I was like, yo. I mean, what am I gonna do? He's on our squad. I gotta embrace him. Term of endearment, though, is just,
Everything feels great when you're winning. Dominating. I mean, he's excelled in his role. He's overqualified for his role, which is part of the reason why I'm so high on the Warriors this season. Mm-hmm. They have a bunch of players who are overqualified for their role. So yeah, he's been killing it.
I lost my thought, but it doesn't matter. You're right. He's overqualified. He's bought in. He's coming off the bench. The bench, the second unit, they are just looking lovely, Justin. Lovely. I mean, I almost enjoy watching them as much as I enjoy watching Stephen, Oh, I know what I was going to say. And it's a blowout tonight. Don't get it twisted. This is a very good Pelicans team, despite them missing Brandon Ingram, because we were missing Klay Thompson. You know what I'm saying? So, listen.
Yeah, I said.
And Draymond is still rusty. He's still rusty.
Yeah.
So neither team was at full strength.
Right.
Very good Pelicans team. This is a solid win on the road. Second night of a back-to-back. A blowout.
Right. A blowout. That's what makes it so impressive. Like I said before,
it's not just a blowout because of Steph, even though Steph went off, and we'll get to him. But the second unit, it's incredible. And we have so many of them to touch on tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, if you go by plus minus, the plus minus kings again, Chris Paul plus 17, Gary Payton II, plus 17, Moses Moody, plus 18.
He started tonight, though.
He did start. Looney also started. He's plus 19. Brandon Pajemski, plus 15.
I think Corey Joseph has lost his role in this rotation to the extent that.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I mean, we already knew that was going to happen. Once he did what he did against the Suns, we already knew that whenever the opportunity came for that third guard to play, it was going to be Pods. And Pods got 23 minutes tonight. Corey Joseph played 5. And Pods.
And he played garbage time minutes. Pods
exactly. And he played garbage. Pods actually played in the real game. Yeah. And I mean, he did what he does. He somehow grabbed 8 rebounds. Not really sure how he did that, but that he did it in college. It translates to the NBA.
I'm so happy.
His first bucket was nasty too. He dropped Jordan Hawkins for the lay. He's a good player. He's a good player, and it's the fact that he can't even really crack the rotation because they have so many other good players. Just proves how deep this team is, because he can go to a bunch of other teams and be playing like 20 minutes a game and be decent. Like, he's better than Kyra Lewis, who's pretty much the backup guard for the Pelicans.
Mhm. Okay, let's
So
start with the role guys tonight because I
yeah,
see that's what we're talking about. So, Paz did his thing. He did his thing.
do this thing.
Trace, my son. Trace,
Hooper.
our son. We said we would share him. Our son. Because Moody is yours and Kaminga's mine. Kaminga didn't play tonight. Kaminga didn't play, and I wasn't worried about it coming into the game.
Right.
Klay Thompson was going to be out, and I was not stressed about that coming into the game. I felt that the Warriors still had a very good chance of winning.
Yep. And I mean, their floor, we already knew their floor is going to be extremely high just because they have 48 minutes of the best point guard play in the league. Right? Like, whether Chris Paul is starting or coming off the bench or he's on another team or something, he's still one of the better point guards in the league. Like, whether you consider him a top 15 point guard or whatever the case may be, I think he's on the top end of that 15. So if you have the very best player in the league who happens to be a point guard, and then you have one of the other better point guards in the league on your team, you're going to get good shots the entire game. You're going to get great offense the entire game. Like, and then on the other end, Draymond is playing, Gary's playing, Looney's playing, Wiggins playing. That's 4 elite defenders right there. Moody's turning into an elite defender. You're going to have elite defense for the entire game. Like, I just tweeted, the Warriors have only given up 30 points in a quarter 3 times out of the 16 quarters they've played in the regular season so far. And they played the Kings, who have one of the best offenses, the Suns, one of the best offenses. You know what I'm saying? Pelicans got Zion, who's unstoppable. Like, they are playing great defense against some good offenses, and I think it's going to sustain them throughout the entire season.
Where do I begin? I'm just so happy.
We was talking about Trace. Let's look at Trace's stat line real quick.
Why don't you just tell me what it is? Read it to me, please, Justin.
20 minutes. 13 points in 20 minutes. 9 rebounds. 7 of those rebounds are offensive rebounds. 4 blocks in 20 minutes. Plus 11. Hooper. Little subtle things he does, you can just see he knows how to play basketball. You know what I mean?
You got to get him to stop jumping, and he's good money.
I mean, when you get 4 blocks. But yeah, that's just little things that he got to learn. He hit 3 out of his 4 free throws, so he has enough touch to hit his free throws. Great player. You know, like, he's chasing after Dario for some of those minutes. They played nearly equal minutes today. Both of them play well, but it's hard to keep Trace off the court because he just knows how to do certain things, and he brings a different dynamic to the team. CP already was trying to throw him some lobs that he wasn't ready for.
Yeah.
But they build that chemistry. He can be a legit roll big for them. Yeah, lob threat. So
good things. Woo! It was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing to watch. And you're right. I'm not even thinking about Dario because I'm so excited about our rookies and our other guys. We already talked about Pods. Gary Payton II, we have to give him some props because shot is back now. The deflections, the energy, the blocks, this Gary Payton II. What else can you say? The man is healthy and he is wreaking havoc.
The absolute best player in the league at what he does. And it's just, I don't even know how to describe what he does. Like, you just did a great job of describing it, wreaking havoc. He's just involved in every play somehow, doing something that just creates an advantage for the Warriors. I mean, I don't know what else you can say about the dude. Like, guards well, finishes around the rim. You know, he's hitting 1 out of every 3 threes. Like, we pretty much best case scenario for him is to shoot about 33% on threes, make teams pay. They're never going to guard him out there, but at least you can hit 1 out of 3. Then we can live with that because that's a point per possession. But yeah, it's crazy how we're kind of like being reminded about how good he was because we didn't have him last season, obviously. Right. So in a way, we kind of like just forgot. Well, at least I speak for myself, and I mean, we just kind of like forgot how he looks healthy on a game-to-game basis. Game changer. He's just unreal.
Now, of the starters, and that included Moses Moody tonight, I was very happy to see Steve Kerr go with Moody at the start and let Chris Paul continue to come off the bench. Mm-hmm. See? Let it be known for the record that I gave Steve Kerr some props.
A Chris Paul baby and Steve Kerr props in the same. The Warriors must be good again. The Warriors must be good.
Yeah. I mean, I was so happy to see it. And we were just talking about this the other night. How Moody might get some starts when Clay is out. And I feel comfortable now. I feel comfortable with them resting Clay on the second night of a back-to-back. And I think that they should. Like, everything. And I get it that he did more this offseason to get in shape. But at the end of the day, I think the numbers are going to still bear out that, like, when he has more time in between to recover, he's going to be better. So, like, it's not ideal. I get it in terms of maybe he wants to play and blah, blah, blah. But I sort of like them resting him on the second night of a back-to-back.
Yeah. I mean, I think
unless it's like a big, and I don't even think they're doing like big TV games on the second night of the back-to-back, and they're trying to like avoid that. So unless it's like, you got Denver the next day, or like just the Bucks, like one of those teams.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should just listen to his body. Really, if he has knee soreness because obviously tore his ACL, then you just need to sit him. There's no pressure for him to play.
Yeah.
Against teams like this. Like you said, the Pelicans are a good team, but they were missing a few players, and the Warriors have enough depth that they can fill in the gap for him. So this was a part of the vision, right? Like, you don't have to push these guys so hard in the regular season. So by the time the playoffs come around, when it is time for them to play all the minutes that they need to play, they're going to have the legs to do it. They're going to have the rhythm to do it. So I think it's a good plan for Clay because we saw him flame out last year in the playoffs. So
yeah, bro, we go. How deep? Okay. We know who the starting 5 is, and Chris Paul 6. Okay. So we have Gary Payton the 2nd. We have Moses Moody. So 7, 8. We have JK 9. We have Dario 10. We have Trace 11, and we have Pods 12. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, Trace and Pods are when everybody's healthy, obviously.
Yeah,
Clay and JK get those minutes, but yeah, you have 12.
We literally have 12 guys we can go
for sure. I would throw Corey in there. I think Corey can play. He can't play next to other, Yeah, I think everybody on their roster can play and give positive minutes, and even Lester, depending on who you playing, can come in and actually make a decent impact, as a scorer if you need it. So they really like 13-ish deep regular season wise.
Who are there two ways? It's Lester and who?
Lester, Jerome Robinson, and Usman Garuba.
They allowed to have 3 now?
Yeah, that's like a new thing. They got 3.
The other 2 are in the G League?
Huh?
The other 2 are in the G League?
Nah, they just there. They're in street clothes. I don't know if the G League. I don't think the G League has started yet. G League season has started yet.
Okay. So 12 deep.
Legit 12 too.
It's a beautiful thing. But Moses Moody, back to your boy, back to Moses. Go ahead. Talk him up.
I mean, he's a good player. Like, he hits shots. He was worrying me a little bit because he was 1 for something, like 1 for 6 last game. Then he started out, I think he missed his first 3 threes this game, but he ended up 2 for 5, which is 40%. Just knows where to be, screening, cutting, finishing around the rim, defensively making plays. So, just good player, like super solid. I think he was second in the starters in scoring, 13 points. Did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah. I be forgetting Chris Paul is not a starter. Like, I just kind of overlook him, but he did his thing tonight too.
He did. He somehow got 6 rebounds himself, 13, 6, 5, 2 steals, controlled the game, doesn't take bad shots ever. Always gets a good shot. Like the smartest guy on the court whenever he's out there, especially against bench units. Like, he's going to absolutely destroy benches like all year.
Yeah.
Somebody asked today, like, is he the best backup point guard of all time? He probably is. Like, I can't think of one that's better, that's like a legit point guard. And you can say there's some bench players, Manu in his prime is probably better than current Chris Paul. But current Chris Paul, as far as like playing the point guard position, I don't think there's a backup point guard that's better than he is right now.
I love it when a plan comes together.
I know, right?
Okay. So Draymond is still looking a little rusty. That's fine. We give him some time to not be rusty. But my guy, my baby, Andrew Wiggins, the real person who's my baby on the team. And I don't know, for some reason, last game was the game people decided they want to come for Andrew Wiggins. I don't know why. 3 games in. We're 3 games into 4 games now, but still, it's like, so like Andrew Wiggins and not being like a big time rebounder isn't a new thing. Like, I'm not saying it's okay, but it's not a new thing. Clay's the same way. So to me, the whole, like, especially in a game that they won, I just didn't get like all the uproar. At least in my opinion, in the last 2 games, I have seen Andrew being aggressive and attacking and trying to, like, assert himself. The shots are not falling, but I've seen him do it. But in this game, his mid-range, not the 3, but his mid-range started to fall in the second half. And that's good. I think that gives him something to build on going into the next game.
Yeah, he's trending up. The thing about Andrew is, like, when he has the ball on the perimeter and like the play is kind of dissolved into nothing, he can kind of get into some problems because he doesn't have the best handle. So he got stripped a few times. But when the game is simple for him, like, he can make a 2 dribble move and just shoot from wherever he is. Then that's where you see like the best version of him. And he's starting to actually hit those shots, like a 1 dribble pull up midi. He had a 1 post up, drop step layup over CJ. I thought on ball his activity was there. He got lost off ball a few times, but he's getting back into it. Like, I think he's earned the grace of the fan base. I mean, at least he should have.
No,
like, they've won a championship.
They're not giving it to him, but yes.
Right. I mean, it's all fair game to, assess a player's game and say they need to play better, but all this, like, he's not going to be on the team past the trade deadline and all of this crazy stuff. Like, let my man play at least 10 games of regular season basketball. I mean, even if he more than 10 games, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's shown he's a championship level player. He's shown that he's done it in the playoffs.
And not just shown it and done it and been vital, but was like our second most important player in a final series. Like, I need people.
He showed up big. Yeah. I mean, he went up against all the top players that they saw and did his job there. And he was good last playoffs. I mean, like, he wasn't
until he broke his rib.
Until he broke his rib. He was good last playoffs. I mean, like, if you're looking for Andrew to go out there and score you 20 a game efficiently and stuff like that, like, that's just not what his role on his team is. His role is to defend the other team's best wing or perimeter player. And he's been doing that at a decent level so far. Is he peaking right now? No. And I don't really want him to be peaking right now. Like, I want him to be playing his best basketball, for a stretch of the season, but really he needs to be ready for the playoffs. That's all we worry about right now. And like we said, we have the depth on this team to where these guys don't have to be playing their absolute best for them to win games over the course of the regular season. Now, we do want him to play better, but
Yes, of course.
yeah, that's just, of course we want that. But if he's struggling a little bit, he's gonna work through it. He's gonna get there. We know he's gonna get there because we've seen it before. So,
Wiggs, my darling, I will always support you, beloved. Okay, you just keep going, keep going. I know you're gonna get there.
And I really believe, he's a good player, but he's a little bit reliant on Draymond, on both ends to kind of help him get into that groove. I think, like,
Right.
defensively, obviously Draymond makes everybody on the court better just by being on the court defensively. But on offense, Draymond is one of those guys that really looks for Wiggs, especially on that short roll, throwing the lobs to him. He threw a lob to him in transition. The kickouts. There's a lot of stuff that Chris Paul can't see because he isn't 6'7" like Draymond is. So Draymond he has that vision to see over the defense and make those extra passes to Wiggins for easy offense off of Steph and Clay's gravity. So as Draymond gets into a better rhythm, gets in shape, plays more minutes, plays next to Wiggins will start to look better.
Wiggs is gonna get better.
Yeah.
I'm not worried. All right. It's time. It's time. It's time. Shout out to the role players. Shout out to the second unit, the bench, all of y'all. Appreciate you. We're so proud of you. We're so happy. The vibes are back. It really, really. You make podcasting glorious because last year was hard, Justin. Last year was hard.
We was caping all season. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it was hard. Okay. But it is time. We must switch gears. We must switch gears. And we must talk about the man of the hour, the MVP, the best player in the league, Stephen Curry, who was doing foolishness tonight on the court, silliness tonight on the court, being an asshole tonight on the court. I mean,
tonight and last night.
That last shot right before he was about to come out, like he saw the bench coming, like that was stupid. Stupid.
There's no words. It's really no words to describe it, dude. Like, it just looked fake. Like, it really looked like it's a video game.
Have the "What are you doing, Steph?" And then the shit goes in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still amazed each time, Justin.
It never gets old. It never will get old. It just makes you think, like, dang, like, he gonna retire one day. This is gonna suck. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta really cherish it. Like, you gotta really, like, yeah. He's one of the reasons why so many people even watch basketball and enjoy it. To players like him. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of players out there that are good, but they're not a good watch.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, he's legitimately that good. He's as good as anybody ever. I don't care what nobody say. He's as good as anybody ever at any point in the history of basketball.
I don't care. He's the second best after Jordan.
Is peak Jordan that much better than this right now? You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, but like,
no, I feel you.
Jordan, MJ is unassailable,
Yeah, his resume unassailable. But as a player right now,
he is the second best player I have seen.
For sure.
With my own two eyes. Like I said, he just has to like resume build, but I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I don't give a fuck about LeBron. I don't give a fuck about, and Magic is my guy. I don't give a fuck about Kareem. Like, Stephen Curry is the second best player since Michael Jordan.
The best since Michael.
The best since Michael Jordan. Second best player.
Yeah.
Ever.
I'm on board. Dude is ridiculous. He throw anything up, that should go in. Like, when you got that quality, like, what did Bill Russell say? The game is about buckets. Like, when you can get buckets at that level from anywhere on the court, no matter what the defense is doing, falling out of bounds. Come on, man.
People tell me all this other shit is better. You are not better if you're not getting better results. Like, come on.
Yeah. So just to recap, by the way. In his last 37 minutes of basketball, he scored 56 points. In
What are his
36.
stats on the season?
I think Slater posted him. I want to say he's averaging 34 on like 56, 47, 92. Something ridiculous. Like, like people were talking about like Luca.
Let me look.
People talking about Luca, and Luca's going crazy, but he ain't doing this, man.
Luca never has stuff sufficiency, so
Never.
ever.
So 33 and a half points per game on 56, 47, 92. And it's only those numbers because the first game against Phoenix, he was kind of below his normal efficiency. The other 3 games, he's blistering. Like, and it's in low minute totals.
Oh my God. Wardell.
I said 56 points in 37 minutes of basketball.
Oh, we're calling Trace Baby T, apparently.
Baby T? That's hard. I like that.
But they told him it go back to Trace after his first double-double. He has 13 and 10 tonight. Draymond to him post-game. Baby T, who I'ma call him Baby T. I like it.
Baby T. It's funny. He's like nowhere near the youngest on this team. He got a baby face.
Oh, he said bad news. The statistician took away rebounds, so he only has 9 now.
Yeah, that's what I say. Yeah, 9. Dang. 7 offensive rebounds. I'm saying he's cut from that loon cloth. He just does the little things, the in between things.
Thank you, Steve. Steve Kerr. Last year was the outlier. We've always been a great road team. Exactly.
Yep. Talk that talk. Talk that talk, Steven. Yeah, Baby T went. I mean, he gonna crack in that rotation. He gonna stay in the rotation, I think. We still, like we said, we still got to see it against some elite teams. That's like the next step. I think they've, proven to us so far that unless you're an actual really good team, they're probably going to beat you. I think that's their floor. That's why I think they're going to cruise to 50 wins. You know what I mean? Bet the over on their win total is an easy over. I think it was at 48 and a half. Easy over. Easy over. And I mean, I don't know if this is a hot take, but I think this roster is probably better than the 22 roster.
I already tweeted that.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
We here. We on the same.
We're simpatico.
Pretty much. Pretty much. It's deeper. The middle of the roster is better, more talented. Nothing else.
I'm sorry, I'm here tweeting and taunting people. I deleted my first tweet and I'm revising it because I'm trying not to call people names, Justin. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta turn over.
I did call them goofy though. Exactly, goofies. People actually thinking they would have any issues this year on the road are very unserious people. The first time
I think it was a lot of people projecting what they wanted to happen to the Warriors, which, okay, that's cool. And then a lot of people who claim to know basketball don't really watch the Warriors a lot. They only watch them in the playoffs where they quote unquote struggled with the Kings. They really didn't. I think they were like one Wiggins shot away from beating them in 5 games, but they lost to the Lakers. They were gassed. So that's the last image that people see in their minds. They're like, yeah, Steph isn't superhuman. Clay is bad. Draymond is not good. You know what I mean? The last image they saw of Chris Paul was him getting hurt in the playoffs and not being that good. So they're like, oh, all these old dudes that can't even play good in the playoffs, they're not going to be good. When in reality, there was very specific circumstances that led to them looking like that are not going to be at play this season. So it was pretty common sense, I felt like, to say they were going to be a good team. Like, I don't understand how people.
No, it's not. We are just fans and we are delusional and we're biased and we don't know.
Right. I forgot about that.
Oh my God. We're back here. It feels good. It feels good. Yeah, it feels good. You know that song, Justin?
Here we go. I knew you was gonna say that.
But do you know the song, Justin?
Yes, I know the song. Tony, Tony, Tony. I know that song. This is crazy. Come on, man.
Got to check.
Come on, man. Come on. Give me some more credit. You gotta give me the benefit of the doubt next time.
Do
If
I?
I say I don't know that song, then we,
You could be fronting. I gotta test you. You know what I'm saying?
Come on now. I know Tony, Tony, Tony.
I mean, listen, a lot of this music is before your time, so I don't know. I don't know what you know.
My parents raised me right. They played me.
My
They played
parents.
music. That was before my time. Catch me up to speed.
So you be knowing the good joints.
Of course.
Okay. You like that song?
Yeah. I
Okay.
love that song. That's a really good song.
Yeah, it's one of my faves. Woo! They rolling. De'Aaron Fox is out next game, which we expected, but it's been made official. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. I really hope he's not out too long because I want him to get an all-star spot, and it's going to be critical. But right now, he's competing with guys who are also out. Book.
Mm-hmm.
And we should just very quickly talk about the Suns because did you see them pictures today? That video today of Bradley Beal getting his shots up?
He looked like Markelle off the nerve injury.
What happened to him?
I have no clue. He's always been kind of injury prone though, but the back thing is kind of new. So, I don't know. Book will probably be back soon, but the Beal thing that looked like it's.
I still am trying to figure out when Booker got injured.
They said he might have hurt his foot against the Warriors at some point and just played through it and then sat out for the other games. I don't know. Low key, I mean, KD obviously is injury prone, right? Through the last few years, he's only played like 40 games a year on average. Bill's low key injury prone, and Book is low key injury prone.
Yeah, but just in general, KD's older. Like,
yeah,
you don't want to be
older
putting
and he's
there on him.
real. Yeah, but they're gonna try to. I mean, it's the same thing with the Lakers and Bron. You got to lean on these dudes. Everybody talking about how talented their rosters are and how deep their teams are, but if either of those dudes go down, which is likely at some point because they're older, we're gonna see what their teams look like.
The Lakers aren't that good.
Let's see. Are they playing the Magic right now?
Magic right now. That's in LA though, right?
Oh, they're in a dogfight with the Magic right now. It's in LA. Yeah.
So the Warriors won their last two games, counting tonight, on the road, back to back. Last game was versus Houston. The highlight of that game was Stephen Curry making Dylan Brooks jump and do aerobics into the air.
He can't catch him. He never could.
Oh, gosh. I mean, I don't even know if you want to get too deep into that game. I mean, it was actually kind of a weird game a little bit. Rockets were giving a little fight, you know what I'm saying? And it was like really funny because it's literally almost like Steph does this thing where he just says, okay, it's time.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that level.
Because he was literally just sort of chilling. He wasn't being aggressive. He was just like passing. And it was just like, and the thing about it, it's not like they had, like, I know sometimes when he does that when like there's a big lead. But it wasn't that. It was actually sort of close. And they didn't have like the great third quarter like they did tonight, you know? So, and then all of a sudden in the fourth quarter, he just comes out just and hits what was it, 3 threes, 4 threes in a row? Silliness.
He got it stuck on automatic right now. I don't know. Got nothing really else to say. Like I said, 56 points in 37 minutes is insane. I want to say he's hit 6 or 7 threes in like all 3 of the road games they've had. All 3 of these wins.
And then we got a new Selly.
The Home Alone.
Oh
He
my
just brings that
God.
flair. He just brings that entertainment, that flair that nobody else in the league brings. That kind of contagious energy. That's why the brand of the Warriors, part of the reason why, I mean, other than the reason of them winning so much, his energy on the court is entertainment for so many people.
Yeah.
And it's grown the brand to #1 sports franchise in
Yep.
American sports.
Yep. And for NBA value the most, I think they're over 9 billion now. Forbes, the most recent, at the top, above the Knicks, above the Lakers. They had passed the Lakers a couple years ago, but the Knicks were still ahead of them. Not anymore.
Insane to think about where they came from to be there.
Producer Greg is saying, with respect to Booker, he was questionable for the Warriors game and gave it a go and re-aggravated the injury. Look, I want everybody to be healthy, so
right.
I hope Book gets back. I hope Beal gets going. I want Fox back soon. I want everybody healthy.
Yep. I guess we can look ahead to the next slate of games.
Yeah, but I actually want to ask you about something that I didn't get to ask you about last time because I forgot. The Warriors have a spot to fill, and they got to fill it quickly. And we thought they were going to do it with Rudy Gay. Do we still think it's going to be Rudy Gay, and they're just waiting for the money savings? Because they haven't tested any other players that I'm aware of.
Right. That's why I think it's going to be Rudy. And the way the guys have been speaking about him, or how they look.
He seems to be fitting in with everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think he can still play a little bit. Nights like this, or back-to-back nights, stuff like that. He can go out there, give you 10 good minutes, play some defense, maybe hit a shot. Still got some size with him. Yeah, I think he can play a little bit. So I think it's going to be him. They seem to be, connected on that.
Okay. Well, we're crossing our fingers for Rudy Gay and giving thanks that it was not Dwight.
Dwight.
And not because we care at all about the man's sexual preferences. I do not want any more players on the Warriors who are accused of sexual assault or anything else. And I mean, he just comes with drama and baggage. So
bad vibes.
Which we talked about. So everything happens for a reason.
Respect Mike Dunleavy.
Yeah, I saw you tweeted that.
Mike got a lot of flack this offseason, in his first offseason, obviously, for trading a fan favorite in Jordan Poole. But a lot of people didn't trust his roster building ability. But clearly, he might know a little something about what he's doing.
So. Yeah, I haven't had any problems with anything he did. I knew they were going to trade Jordan. The only thing I was like, we didn't need all the lies about, just we need all that.
He playing the game. He know how to play the game, I think.
But it wasn't necessary to do that, is my point. Because,
true.
We all knew he was going to be traded. So it's just just trade him and get it over with. But, yeah, I really truly didn't have a problem with any of his moves. And I sort of like that he doesn't feel overly attached to any of the guys who are currently on the team because he won't let that affect his decision making, which, sometimes that does when you have a bond with people and la la la. So, I wasn't a fan of him initially being the person going into that role, but so far, solid picks.
Yeah. Hit on the draft.
Yeah.
Hit on the trades. Hit on the free agency. It's the big 3 for GMs. So far, it's so good with Mike. Yeah.
Yeah. So Rudy, we think it will be. And for anyone, just FYI, I'm not trying to like just gloss over the whole Dwight thing. If that's something you're interested in or want to hear a conversation about it, I had one, my brother from another, just on last Friday. Y'all can go check it out. Got into it. That's not the podcast for this. This is not the podcast for that topic, but I'm definitely glad that the Warriors ended up not with Dwight. And unless there's some other secret person I'm not aware of, Rudy Gay seems to be the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go, Rudy. Hope to see you soon. So who do they have coming up next, Justin?
They have Sacramento at home. No Fox. Then they have OKC. I think that's the start of the in-season tournament. Greg.
Yeah. So what does that actually mean?
The what?
The in-season tournament.
I think it's 5 games. No, it's not. I think the 12th is the start when they play Minnesota twice and then Oklahoma City twice.
I think it's the Kings. I think that's right.
The Kings?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. So
well, whatever. But what does that mean that it's starting? That's my question.
They go through the tournament, right? Like I think they.
Well, aren't these just regular games?
Well, the regular games. The tournament games are regular season games. It's like if you win your pool or whatever it is, if you win that, then you play championship or something like that. Like you just play an extra game.
Care about this?
Yeah, I guess they're gonna try to get people to care about it. I don't.
They're also going back to the East-West format for the All-Star. Thoughts on that?
I didn't think they needed to do that, and I think the West is going to destroy the East like it was doing for years when they had this format. But then again, I don't know. Embiid, Giannis over there, Dame's over there now, Tatum's over there, but I guess they just. I think they should just find some better ways to incentivize the players to play harder. Like just say, I don't know. I'm not really sure how they can do that, but I didn't have an issue with the pickup format. I think it was kind of cool because you can just mix and match and stuff like that.
I also like the draft.
Yeah, the draft was cool too. They try to, I guess, protect guys' feelings by, not have them be the last pick and all that type of stuff. It's like you're an all-star. You know what I mean? Right. Like being
you're the last pick of the All-Stars.
Yeah, like bro, what? Somebody got to be the last pick anyway. Like East to West, I guess is cool. I would love to see them let them wear their actual team jerseys for a All-Star game again, just once. I think that might look cool.
I do believe the Timberwolves allowed Atlanta to come back on them tonight. Is that correct?
They did.
And that's why I can ever take the Timberwolves seriously. They're just not a very smart basketball team.
Yeah.
That's why I've never taken them seriously.
Yeah. When your best players are a certain age, you just know, they're going to have, they're not going to be like the most serious team. Those teams usually don't win yet. Ant-Man is still another leap away from being that type of player. So.
All right, but back to the schedule.
They play the Kings, then they play OKC in OKC. Cleveland in Cleveland, and then Detroit back-to-back, Cleveland and Detroit. And then they play Denver. I actually think they can put together a little streak before they get to Denver, but obviously they got to do it first.
Denver's in Denver, right? It's at Denver?
Denver is at Denver, and it would be the third game in 4 nights. So not looking great from a...
They're going to get up for that game, though. I feel it.
Yeah.
They're going to want to...
And they'll have 2 nights off after that game. So I think they'll try to go for it for sure.
Yeah.
I hope they do. It'll be a good measuring stick for them.
Okay. Well, We moved. We should be 4-0, but we 3-1.
No,
But we moved though. We moved.
it's the same vibe as 2022, where they started with 18. They should have been 19-1. They should have been 20-0, but yeah. They lost like 2 close games. They should have been 20-0. So it's that same
We
feeling.
move, baby. We move.
Still move.
All right. Guys, as always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you felt the vibes through the audio, wherever you're listening. If you're watching on video, you got a little dance from Justin. So if you're normally listening, you may want to check out the video because it's really vibes over here, But all jokes aside, thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting us. We really appreciate y'all. Make sure you are following at Golden Spaces Pod on Instagram and X, formerly known as Twitter. Give us a follow. Make sure you tell your friends and your family, share, leave a review that's positive, give us a 5-star rating, follow 95.7 The Game's YouTube channel where you can be updated on new episodes of Golden Spaces because that's where our shows appear. Until next time, and the next time will be after the next game, but until next time, take care, y'all.